How does a company die? Well, there are two main ways. The first starts in a room like this. These people are known as shareholders. They each own a bit of the corporation. They might gather in a meeting and decide to end the company, known as voluntary liquidation. This could be for a number of reasons, but what's important is the owners voluntarily decide to shut the corporation down. But shareholders don't always get to decide when their company ends. Sometimes a company simply runs out of money and can no longer pay its debts. It may get taken to court by its creditors and forced to declare bankruptcy.
Companies either die because the business is no longer profitable and the owners of the company no longer want to bear the risk of owning the company and being responsible to pay up for all the losses, or a company dies if it can no longer repay any of its debts, and then the debt holders will swoop in and claim all the assets and try to recover anything that they can.
That's economic historian Philip Fliers, and he, along with his co-authors, wanted to investigate which of these exit strategies was most common over time. They digitised these historical investor manuals, which held information about Dutch businesses, noting down all those which were terminated for any reason between 1903 and 1996. After combing through nearly a century of records, here's what they discovered: 196 terminations over 93 years. Notice how this changed over time. In the years before World War II, 162 companies were terminated. And the years after, between 1940 and 1996, only 44 were. The chance a company was terminated decreased from 7% to only 3%. Fewer companies exited, but the way they did was also changing dramatically. Before World War II, voluntary liquidations dominated, shareholders deciding to end companies. But in the later period, this happened less frequently. Companies were instead dying because they were being wound up by creditors when no other options were available.
After the Second World War, in this sort of reconstruction period and recovery and rebuilding, everyone in the Netherlands realized that they had to do it together. So there was a massive move towards a different stakeholder model where employees, businesses, government, everyone came together, and this represented a shift in how they did business. So it was no longer the objective of shareholder wealth maximization, but a much more broader thinking about business continuity and, keeping people employed.
This change had consequences. Shareholders were no longer empowered to unilaterally end the corporations they owned.